Welcome to the Q3 update for Rocket. This update is going live on July 17th, 2025, and will include some slight new features and some quality of life fixes. So we'll go ahead and start off with the loaner device fix. So this one's kind of hard to show as this was an inconsistent bug, but when searching for a loaner on a device that has a user attached, the assigned loaner should pull up your entire list of loaners that can be assigned in that process. For the Ship Devices tab, we'll go ahead and create a few tickets. When creating a batch and selecting shipping, you'll now be able to edit your address in this menu, including phone number. And when you click preview shipping, it will now tell you specifically that the phone number is invalid and needs to be 10 characters. After creating this batch, we can also quickly edit it. So here's the batch that we just created. And now we can add these tickets into the batch as well. You can see now this has 4 devices and has the 4 tickets that we just created. This is mostly and only for local shipping batches. You can see the edit button is not there for a shipping batch because shipping labels have to be created with certain weights and we cannot add or remove devices. But for local batches, these batches will be editable up until you're ready to ship. So if you're looking to create a batch and then create a label once you're done with the batch, you can also do that and then just have the devices labeled and ready to go once you're ready to attach shipping. We also did some slight wording changes so that way when you go to create batches with this on it, since you already created the batch, it'll go ahead and tell you create shipping rather than create batch, which is what it said before. Moving on to manage devices, we now have a different highlight for repaired tickets versus just devices with open tickets. That's important because repaired tickets can have new tickets created on them and open tickets cannot. So it'll just give you the ability to see which ones you can create a new ticket on and which ones you can't. We also combined the user columns into one name column, but kept them separate in the exports. So it would still be first, middle, and last name for a user's name, but then it'll combine them all into one column so that it's very simple to look at here. In device allocation, if you have loaner devices, we'll use this one here and use this user. You can now assign loaners to users and they will not be moved from the loaner tab. This way, during ticket creation and also just in general, if you're giving a loaner out to a student, you can assign it here without this device moving from loaner to active, which was how Rocket worked previously. Then you can simply just take it back and it'll show no more user. It'll show a user allocation. You can see allocate and vacate date. Then in manage users, the column that was previously named AC in reference to fair use acknowledgement has been renamed for fair use acknowledgement. This matches the field that is in their user profile, fair use acknowledgement. For the billing tab, we have separated the receive and mark as paid functions. They were currently one where you would receive devices, it would mark the invoice as paid, and close out all the tickets. It is now 2 separate buttons so that you as the school can receive the batch, close out those tickets, and mark it as paid at a later date, as that's how it's usually worked. Then for ticket invoicing, after invoicing a ticket, there is a new status for an invoice ticket that has not been paid for closed pending payment. So we previously had sent out for payment, payment received. So this helps kind of identify the 3 different stages where it was sent, pending, and then received. The biggest changes of this update come from the Device Complete Club and its setup. If you have not created a club before, or you haven't worked with K-12 tech in any fashion on the Device Complete Club side, the first page, when you click Setup Clubs, will give you a quick intro to Device Complete Club, how it works, what is offered, and also see a quick example agreement. When you click Create Your First Club, you'll just have to enter a club name, mid-year transfer access code, the sign-up start date, which will translate to the club start date, the sign-up end date, and then you'll also be able to configure the year that you would like this coverage to end. By default, it goes to the following year of June 1st, but you can change it to allow for multi-year coverage. Then you simply just put in contact name and email, estimated student enrollment, device models that are included, what percentage of devices go home with students, and select what grades should be included in this club. Selecting the grades for this club will allow parents to easily select the appropriate plan when signing up for Device Complete Club. And these 3 bottom fields are important for establishing pricing between you and K-12 Tech. Once the club is sent over, K-12 Tech will put in pricing. It'll show up in this blue. You can confirm the price, negotiate the price, or just straight up reject the offer if you're no longer wanting to participate in the Device Complete Club. And before you make your clubs go live, you'll have to put in an address and a signature to sign the club hosting agreement between you and K-12 Tech. This helps everything in the process go smoothly and is required for any Device Complete clubs from now on. Once your clubs are set, you can click this View Club Link button, provide instructions as to what a student ID is, attach a fair use policy, and get your unique link and paste it into another tab. Your parents will see a quick breakdown of what Device Complete Club is and how it works, how the repair process works, select their grade, which will automatically select their plan. Then they fill out some basic information. Press continue. They have to review our terms and conditions and the fair use policy. They have to click on it first before being able to just move on. And then they can proceed to payment. Even if they choose not to enroll in the Device Complete Club, they will still have to review these terms and conditions and fair use policy, and then you can just use this as an acknowledgement and getting user information into Rocket. Once your purchases are complete, they are heavily dependent on the information that is already in Rocket. So if you have a lot of user information in Rocket, you should see only signups that did not have the correct student number put in as approvals here, like this one. If they have this checkbox and the thumb, that means that they need to be approved. So right now, this purchase is active, but this student is not active in Rocket. So all you'll need to do is, if the information looks correct, but the student just didn't exist in Rocket, you can mass approve them using the checkbox on the left. But if the information doesn't look correct, you can just approve it, edit the information as you see fit, and then verify and approve. If the student has multiple purchase entries and put in correct information once and incorrect information another time, you can not approve the entry, and that will get sent to K-12 Tech for a refund. Do be aware that if you refund a student's purchase, and this is their only purchase, they will no longer have coverage. They will not show up as covered. The most important part about the Rocket side of Device Complete Club is having these users be approved and tied to devices. You can change these student numbers to ones that already exist in Rocket and then approve, and it will tie them to that current student. If you need any help with tying devices to students, reach out to your K-12 Tech rep and they will help with any of that process. And that is it for the Q3 update.